What is up, tribe members? We are back with another video. If this is your first time ever coming to my channel, I'm going to ask that you hit that subscribe button, make a comment. I talk back. I always talk back. If you talk to me in the comments, I talk back. I want to talk to you guys about JT and little Uzi Vert's Ice Spice, the little situation that happened at the BET Awards. I want to give you guys a hot wisdom perspective. I want to share with you guys what I think happened, and hopefully it would be like a few light bulbs that go off in your head as we discuss.
I just got a new coat still.
Okay.
Got a little brand new feel. Not so fast, switch play, cut your car with. I'm on top, self-made, I'm the real deal.
Alright, so now that we got that out the way, I wanted to say that it's super important for women to understand that you live in a whole universe of other women. You and your mate are not on an island by yourself. You and your mate are not in a galaxy by yourself. You're not in a black hole, all right? You guys are here in the physical world with us. And what that means is that in this jungle, there are so many kinds of animals, all right? Women of all shapes, sizes, and or socioeconomic backgrounds and or energy. The women that's in this place that we reside in, there's millions of them, okay? Which means the odds that you are going to be the only one that awakens the primal urges in your mate are very slim. I know you want to be the only woman in the entire galaxy, the entire Milky Way, that evokes in your mate a sense of arousal. You want to be the only one that has the power to do that. But I'm here to tell you that my books are telling you that that is incorrect. The energy that your mate is operating, all right? The energy that he has as a male, the energy that a woman has as a female, those energies are not static. They're not stuck. They're not stuck with you because you got married. They're not stuck with you because you're in a relationship. They're not stuck with you because, that's my man, my man, my man. I know you want it to be. You want it to be solid. You want it to be static. But energy is not static. We have these physical beings. You are these physical vessels. Inside of there is this spirit that animates us, that makes these fingers move. That's called energy, life force energy, okay? Without that life force energy, this body wouldn't be animated. That is not static. That is constantly moving. Somehow, women want their men, his energy, his primal urges, they want them to be static. And because they know the truth, that it's not static, then there's a sense of control. I don't want you to be aroused by anyone other than myself. Even though I know the odds of that happening are very slim. And because I have my own insecurities, what's going to happen if you are aroused, or if your energy is awakened by anyone else, or you're going to get this smoke, you're going to get this work today, because you don't let your energy be aroused by anyone else but me. Let's go deeper, all right? The situation that happened with Ice Spice and little Uzi Vert. Little Uzi, I can always want to call him Uzi. My son says, remember, it's like a gun, so Uzi. Little Uzi was on stage and he said something about, I got a nice wife, but she got a nice fro like Ice Spice, something like that. The lyrics to me was suggestive in nature. It was suggestive in nature because to me, I always say it's not what you say, it's what you didn't say. So what words were left out? For me, a good rendezvous, only if it was one time, I wouldn't mind that, all right? Please don't think that his woman didn't catch that, all right? Of course she caught that. She also caught the fact that he could not get near Asana's energy. He could not get next to Ice Spice. So he risked upsetting his woman her angry. He risked that just to sit next to Ice Spice, just to get a picture. All right. Now, some people can say it's PR. Some people can say he's about to drop an album. Some people can say it was just all about industry stuff. Da da da. That stuff wasn't real. You can't tell me when I'm seeing Asana Energy. I know when I see Asana Energy. All right. That was Asana's energy working. He could not go see Asana. And this is what I want women to understand, is that because you're not the only one that he's seeing every day, there's so many energies coming and going, and you can lock him up, put him in a room, and you can bury his dirty drawers in the front yard so that he never move again. And if you are into African American folklore, then you understand where that comes from, okay? But you can bury his drawers in the front yard. However, you know that if in fact you were to dig up those drawers, old boy will be going to do what old boy will be doing, okay? The sad part about relationships and love and romance and boyfriends and husbands and men and women and male and female relationships is nobody wants to call a thing a thing. Nobody wants to call a thing a thing. They don't want to call it as it is. And this is why my books are important. They're telling you what it is. These are primal urges that, you cannot lock it up. Even if you lock it up, you don't win. Remember what I wrote in the beggar, in the chapter called The Beggar. And in the chapter I said that even when the beggar wins, when she begs him, you know how much I did for you? You know how much I give you? You know how much I gave up for you? Why don't you love me? Why don't you love me? Even if he says, okay, babe, I'm going to love you, and he comes and he's with her, she still is not settled in her spirit, because even though she won, she still never wins. That is the energy of the beggar. Even when she wins, she still never wins. It's still not good enough. I need you guys to really understand how that works. When Asana shows up, it doesn't matter. Pastor, minister, bishop, it doesn't matter. The energy is going to activate his primal urges, and he's going to, just even if it's for a second, even if it's just to get a whiff of her, he's willing to risk it all just for 1 second of her air. Understand? Is it right? No. But is it what it is? Yes. And you're going to encounter this all the time. I talked about this all the time. I talked about it when Elder Eden was walking down the street, turning heads, Asana with her. All right? She's showing Asana the ropes. Once women really understand that they have this physical core, but there's an energy that she's operating with, and wherever she's at on the spectrum will determine her life experiences. It will determine, whether or not she activates a male's primal urges, whether or not she activates his masculine energy. Those kind of things. Once women understand that they're not just this physical flesh, then and only then will we have everybody walking around like Asana. All right? Until then, women will be upset, angry, flipping over tables because they were not the only ones that caused that energy to rise in their mate. Yes? Is that behavior acceptable? No, this is why I'm teaching people how to have critical thinking skills. This is why Asana must go through the rites of passage. If we don't show or we don't create a rites of passage for women, all right, they're not going to know how to ground their own energy. I talked about this with Chloe Bailey. I talked about this with her beautiful sister. Oh my goodness, Holly Bailey. There must be a elder woman around to show you how to ground your energy, because if your energy is not grounded, then you would be at the mercy of whatever's going on around you, and then there'll be a whole lot of different regrets, okay, and a whole lot of sets of embarrassments that you can't recover from. Some people can't recover from that thing, okay. With all of the women on the planet, how could you ever just be the only one? And I think that's the fear of women who don't understand their own energy, is that they're going to fear every other woman on the planet, every woman at the job, every woman that goes by. They're going to fear that instead of understanding that that's the natural place to be. I call this the animal world, We're outside. You know how the kids say we're outside? If you're outside, darling, there's going to be a million women that he comes across. There's going to be a million beautiful women that he comes across in his everyday life. What are you going to be fighting against every woman that comes up who's beautiful? You're going to fight up against every woman that he's attracted to? Every woman that evokes in him And that energy where his, you know, is that what you want to do? You're going to find yourself fighting forever. Here's what you do, all right? You get the book, The Return of the Divine Feminine, and you start studying, really start studying. And then once you get the Return of the Divine Feminine, the psychological realms of the traveling gypsies, and you're ready, then you go ahead into the book Woman, and you do your real studying and your real understanding. Because if not, darling, if not, you are going to be ruled by the fact that you can't control that man. Because women fear that. I want you to love me and only me, see me and only me for the rest of your life. I don't care what woman comes around. I don't care who's beautiful. Rihanna could step in the room. I need you to see me. Ice Spice could step in the room. I need you to see me. But how do I get that to happen, Karima? How do I get him to see me and only me? You have to learn how to evoke in him the same thing that every other woman with a son evokes. And you don't do that by controlling. You don't do that by trying to stifle someone else's energy, because that's what you're trying to do when you don't want him to be stirred up by someone else. You want to make sure that you cut it off. There's a girl who said, "I need a let me get something where I can turn off my man's. I want to make sure that he don't, he cheated, so I want to make sure that he don't do this anymore." All right? Very wicked way of thinking. Because he cheated, I want to make sure that he doesn't get that anymore. Well, duh, doesn't that affect you and his relationship as well? So just be smart. I think I wrote a piece on that about being careful about the energy that you put out there. Energy never dies, it transforms and transfers and all that. But be mindful. Please don't allow your desire to be wanted by a man to reduce you to sheer evil, or to reduce you to behaviors that make you appear to be out of your mind, right? Now, some people will say, "I don't care. Let me appear to be out of my mind." Out of your mind for your husband, okay, yes, I don't mind that. Go ahead, be out of your doggone mind for your husband. But don't be out of your mind for someone who hasn't made any physical investments for you for the rest of your life. We're not talking about things like cars and all of that, because these people buy each other cars, they do all of that. We're not talking about that kind of investment. We're talking about lifelong investments, okay? Yes, I hope that all makes sense. And so next time, you guys, I'll see you on the next upload. I don't even know how much of this video is done. I don't know how much of this video is going to work, but I'm hoping that some of it does. Until next time, control your emotions, darling. Critical thinking works every time. You don't want to be like every other woman he came across. You want to be that one who's completely different. Bye.